You are tuned in to Kids
in the Pit.
Hey guys, it's Gabe from the Kids in the Pit podcast. Today I'm being joined by Cody Randall from Pincer. Thanks so much for joining me.
How's it going, man?
So I just looked up YouTube videos of your band, and I see you played in the Bug House in Fort Wayne, Indiana recently. My dad's band just played there last weekend, hoping my band can get a show there sometime.
Nice. You said your dad's band?
Yeah,
What's his band name?
Thought Control.
It's last Monday.
Yeah, I know so many bands. It's hard to keep up, but I may have heard of them or seen them around.
Yeah.
He probably knows Colossal Man.
Oh yeah, you know Colossal Man?
I think I've heard of that one too.
They're local to Fort Wayne.
Say them.
They're local to Fort Wayne, and Gray sings in Colossal Man?
Yeah, he may know Gray.
So Gray's brother lives in the Bug House, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Gray's band.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, the Bug House is, like I was telling my guys and everyone there, I was just floored at how awesome of a venue that was. I went in blind because I've never really heard of it up until like the weeks leading on to booking the show. And in Indy, there's like next to no house shows anymore. That's just like not a thing anymore. And it hasn't been for like the latter part of at least 15 years.
Wow.
And when we went, we were just like, you know what? We only got about like 3 shows we're doing with our drummer. So let's make the best of it and kind of go into uncharted territory. So we did. And like I said, that had to be, honestly, I think that was our best show. I think it just had the best energy that encapsulated our sound in the right way. And just not only was every band on point, but I feel like with the transferring of energy from the crowd to us and just back and forthing with it, it was just on another level. And so it was, I don't know, it was just amazing. And I couldn't recommend that place enough. So if you do have the chance to play there, I highly recommend it.
Yeah. We want to, but it's like 10 hours from us. So,
But maybe
maybe we can try something sometime.
I'm sorry, I completely forgot. Where'd you say you guys are from again?
Delaware.
Delaware. Okay. Yeah. Oh God, that's a drive.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you can't do that, I recommend getting something somewhat similar to that kind of atmosphere.
Yeah. I mean, we played a basement in like Philly, and we played a basement in State College, PA.
Okay.
State College is in between Pittsburgh and Philly. So.
Gotcha.
in Illinois.
Oh yeah, we played Carbondale, Illinois in September. And we played a basement called Lost Cross, and it's actually the oldest still running punk house that does shows.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
Is it in the world or in the country?
Country, probably.
Okay. There might be one older somewhere, but
right. England's got a lot of punk places, so
yep.
Yeah, I bet they have older ones.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do in Pincer?
I'm the vocalist. I also, for the writing process, for about half of our songs, I wrote the drums as well. Well, I laid the groundwork for the bass line of the drums. And then once I got our drummer, which was like 2 months or so into us building this from the ground up, I just kind of had these song ideas for a while. And I was like, hey, this is what I'm feeling for the drums on this. Don't take it to heart, just take that as your main line of where the song is going and just have at it. And he did. Because I've been playing drums for about, I don't know, like 13, 14 years, but I'm not a thrash metal drummer. I can do quite a few different genres, but I don't have the footwork to handle all the crazy double bass as I would like to. So, and plus I had to sell my drum set like 7 or 8 years ago, just because I was in a bad place financially. So the only thing I got right now is like a smaller electric kit. So when I was writing the songs, I was like, oh, I can use what I got, but it's not ideal.
Yeah, that sucks. But they still got something. So uh,
Yeah.
I'm in a thrash band too. We're called World of Chaos.
Yeah, I checked it out. I dug it. It's cool stuff.
Yeah, thank you. There's not enough thrash in like there's not thrash bands. I feel like it's like there need to be more thrash bands.
Well, it's, 2025. There's so many different genres and subgenres of subgenres out there now with the streaming age. You know, it's hard to find a dedicated sound. It's out there, but you have to really look. And it
Yeah,
also depends on your location too. Like some places have a certain type of genre more so than others. So like here in Indy or just Indiana in general, obviously we have a lot of like country bands, we got a lot of like rock and roll, we got oddly we got a lot of like death metal and brutal like slam bands as well, but like not a whole lot of in between. There's a lack of thrash. We also for a good long time we had a lot of like doom bands. We were like the Midwest haven of doom metal from like 2015 to 2020.
yeah. I think we're probably the only like Delaware thrash metal band that's still playing shows. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
Delaware's small. Yeah, Delaware's tiny. Like probably the size of Fort Wayne to Indianapolis.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've looked at my US map in the Delaware area, but if I remember right, it's a pretty rather small place.
Second small, just a little bit bigger than Rhode Island.
Is there anything interesting in that area?
Not really.
Not just music wise, I mean just like
Just,
in general.
we have some beaches, some cool beaches. Just kind of normal. I mean, it's not like a physical thing, but we were the first date, so I guess that's kind of cool.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Well, how's the music scene there?
I mean, there's some cool local bands. There's not really any bands usually don't come through Delaware because there's not big. They're not really big.
Right.
There's one big venue called the Queen in Wilmington, but I mean, we're an hour from Philly, an hour from Baltimore, and then tonight we're going to DC to see Cannibal Corpse and Municipal Waste.
That's what's up. Hell yeah.
No,
Well, I mean, I'm not really talking about like bands, like bigger name bands coming through the area because I know like, living in Indiana, it's the same situation. We're like a flyover state. So lots of the bigger name bands, sometimes they'll come through here because we got like Ruoff and stuff like that. But otherwise, like those B list bands, like I'm not talking about the gigantic, like stupid Five Finger Death Punch famous bands. I'm talking about like ones that are like a little bit underneath that radar. Sometimes you'll have them coming through here at like Old National Center in Indianapolis. You know, not big but not small venues, like mid-level venues.
I think you've been there, right?
Where?
Old National? No, we're
Maybe,
Unearthed Madball.
maybe.
I think we saw Unearthed Madball at the Old National.
Yeah,
In Indianapolis.
Yeah,
Mhm.
2022.
Nice.
my first time singing with a band on stage, right?
Yeah, you were 10.
With Madball, he brought me up.
Nice.
Um,
Wait, how old are you now?
13.
Oh, that's right. You were saying that. Okay, so you probably don't get a whole lot of options to go see like underground music in the scene, do you?
I mean, there's some cool little like places. There's some like record stores that are shows at. There's also a place called there's like a booking thing called Delaware Hardcore Shows, and they do shows like VFWs, which are cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and my parents go to shows like smaller shows and Philly and stuff, so I get to go with them.
Okay, well, I guess that's a perk. I never got that option. My parents definitely aren't into that kind of stuff. So the
Yeah.
only time I was able to get into underground shows was already by the time I was already like 21. So I never had that problem. But in my first and second band, my guitar player, who's been like my best friend since I was like 19 years old, he was 5 years younger than me. So when we were first starting out, there was a few venues that when we played, like as soon as we got off stage, he would like have to either go outside or go like the waiting room or something. Because it was just their policy, like bar venues and stuff like that. It doesn't like I don't see a whole lot of venues doing that anymore. But when we were starting out, it was like if you have an underage member, they had to like dip out as soon as you got off stage. It's kind of lame, but at that point we didn't really have a whole lot of options.
There's a lot of venues we can't play at because they're 21 plus.
Yeah.
There's
Delaware.
yeah,
Delaware's
that's
very
fine.
strict.
There's what is it? There's a bar, and DRI came through a couple years ago, and well, I don't even think I didn't like DRI yet.
Yeah, you
but
can't go there.
If they go through again, I won't be able to see them. So
Right.
they usually play Baltimore.
True.
So, yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, I listened to your new single on Bandcamp. It's sick.
Oh, thanks, man.
I don't. I
What?
gotta remember the song title.
Night Gallery.
Yeah, Night Gallery. Yep.
That was I don't want to bore you with the details, but a long story short, that was actually supposed to be our first single released, and then it was supposed to be Fear. Something happened with some of the recordings, like on drums, and that was also around the same time that our drummer was deciding to step down. So we're like, well, can't exactly re-record because he's not going to want to. So my studio engineer, Max Barber, who actually lives in Nevada, he kind of like telecommunicates and does the mixing and mastering over there. He's a drummer for a band here because he used to live in Indy. He just moved to Nevada, I don't know, like a couple of years ago. He kind of proposed, he was like, hey, I'll because I can't work with this drum track, I'm just going to try to learn it as much as I can in the time that I have, and I'm going to record the parts that are kind of screwing up, and then we'll go from there. So all right. And he nailed it surprisingly. I mean, I know he's an amazing drummer, but the stuff that Danny was doing was kind of all over the place. Not in a bad way, but it was like he was doing a lot. And I just did not see anybody else replicating as much as he did. So it definitely turned out better than I thought. But because of that situation, releasing it had to be pushed back quite a few, at least like 2 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, we finally got it out, and hopefully within, I'd say like a week or two, it should be on all streaming platforms. But for now, it's just on our Bandcamp.
All right. Nice. Yeah. What year did Pincer start, and were you always in the band?
Yeah, this is actually a band that I started from the ground up. Well, you said we're going to be doing this for about half an hour, right? I just want to make sure I'm not taking up all the time with these stories and stuff. Okay, so before I was in Pincer, I was in this band called Dead King's Peace, and we were like a heavy rock metal kind of band. We had a lot of influence of like Alice in Chains, Corrosion of Conformity, White Zombie kind of mix, very like 90s grunge metal type feel with like some horror elements to it. And we were going from 2018, and then about 2 years ago we kind of hit a crash with not really just people's schedules, but it seemed like everyone, like my drummer and my bass player, who run 11 productions in Indy, they run their own studio, which was great because we got our own studio time and were able to use tons of crazy equipment that he had. They kind of lost a lot of their time because our drummer is a drum tech who travels around the world drum teching for bigger bands. And so he was only able to participate, it seemed like, less and less amount of time because he was always on tour. And then some issues happened with my guitar player who I was just telling you about, who was the underage guy. He's not underage anymore, obviously, but he, like I said, he was like my best friend for a long time. Some issues was going on with him in his personal life, and it just seemed like when all that happened all at once, it just kind of like came crashing down. So that kind of ended in the mid 2024. And because like this is what I do, this is like my main thing, like this is like my main passion. I kind of like was like, okay, if this is going to be going down, I need to start something else up. I can't just not do this. So I've been wanting to do like a thrash type band for a long time now. And so I've been, scouring the scene for musicians who actually had free time. Not a lot out there, but I was finally able to find a band, and they wanted me to try out for theirs. It was this band called Scorched Earth. And so, they're like, hey, we want you to try out for vocals. Here's like these tracks, write lyrics and vocals for these songs, and come here in 7 days and we'll see how you do. I was just like, okay, because I was in such a hurry to join a new band that I didn't really stop to think 7 days to write like 4 or 5 songs. So I kind of screwed myself on that, but like I had a lot of free time. Where I worked, I detailed cars, so I was able to like listen to music and write lyrics while doing my job. So I'd be writing like lyrics for these songs, and then when I tried out, it was all right, but it was just a little off. Some didn't click 100% well, and they actually went with this other person, and I was like, all right, that's fine. But the good thing about it is now I had this onslaught of like 5 or 6 songs, like song ideas with full lyrics written out. And so I came across our drummer, Danny, and he sounded like he was totally down to do this kind of project. And so we seen how our musical tastes clicked. And, I showed him these song ideas. And what I did was, because I'm just a vocalist and a drummer, obviously I can't come up with any like guitar riffs or melodies or anything like that. So once we found our guitar player, he had like 1 or 2 songs he wanted to throw in the mix that he had already wrote down. But I got a hold of both of them and I'm like, look, I got these song ideas. I'm just going to play a drum line that goes with the vocal line that I have written down. And then I want you to put something on top of the melody that my vocals are on. I'm sure tons of bands do that, like just different pieces, piece by piece. But it was totally new to me, and I had high doubts. I was like, this is not going to work. I've never wrote a song like this, but I was like, screw it. I don't have anything else to do, so I'm going to try it. So I recorded a drum line, how I felt the beat of the song would go, and then I put vocals on top of it, how I thought the structure of the song would best be suited. And then I sent it to both of them, and they're like, all right, yeah, I could totally come up with something like this. Did not expect that. But within like 2 days, our guitar player, Don, he had something that just worked perfect with it. It was meant to be. And so technically, I wrote like 2 or 3 songs on drums, but I can't really take credit for it because when Danny got behind the kit and put his stuff on it, it was way better than what I had initially planned. He made it way more in the thrash vein than I was even thinking it could be. Because when I first started it, yeah, I wanted to make like a thrash band, but also I wanted to have like some hardcore and even a hint of like sludginess to it. I didn't want it to be just a straight thrash band. I wanted something that was like in the vein of Testament and Sepultura, but also have like the hardcore and sludginess of Crowbar and bands like Entombed and stuff like that. So I wanted a good even mix of all of those sounds. And as we were writing, all three of us together, it definitely grew to be something, in my opinion, just like that. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we try to add some hardcore elements. We have like a couple breakdowns, some of our songs. So
Yeah, we haven't really dived into the breakdown feel. When I say hardcore, I'm talking more like the early 90s hardcore where it was just oh God, how do I put it? I don't even know a good way to put it, but it definitely doesn't have any like breakdown element to it, at least not now. It may in the future, but not at the moment.
yeah. Okay, so what was the first punk, metal, or hardcore show you went to, and how old were you?
And well, I remember going to a friend of mine. This was like in middle school. They were doing like a punk show. I don't even remember where because being in middle school, there's not a lot of options. But it was like some open place, and it was just like a few punk bands, and I don't remember hardly anything about it. But I know it was a punk show. But if I wanted to count a real one, um, man, I think my first thrash show, it was probably either Slayer. Oh no, 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 no! It had to be Megadeth. Yeah, yeah, it was definitely Megadeth. It definitely wasn't underground, obviously, but problem is I can't remember my first underground thrash show. I've been to so many, I kind of lost count. If I had to
How,
guess, it had to be somewhere around like 2016. I just don't remember who it was.
how old were you when you saw Megadeth?
Um, I think it was like I think it had to be like 22, 22, 23-ish, something
Nice.
like that.
Where's your favorite place you've ever played a show?
What was that? Sorry, what was that?
Sorry, where's your favorite place you've ever played a show?
Favorite place. Okay. Well, I think I gotta say Black Circle. That's just Indianapolis's like haven for heavy music. Before that, there were a few other awesome venues that a lot of metal bands here like to call home. Like there was the Fifth Quarter was a huge one. That's kind of where I first started playing frequently. And then after they went under, they tried to get another venue called 24/7 Sky Bar, but it just did not work out. And then shortly after that is when Black Circle came around, and that was probably 2016, 2017. And ever since then, that's just been indie's heavy home for heavy music. Now, again, like I said, when I played the Bug House in Fort Wayne, that was really up there, um, but it doesn't have the venue atmosphere that I like to play at as well. Like house shows are great, but I feel more at home on a venue like a stage, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Is Black Circle all ages?
It is actually. I just took my 8-year-old son there to. He actually seen us perform there the beginning of this month, and me and him have went to a couple other shows before that too.
Nice. So if you could live as one animal for a day and be safe from dying, what kind of animal would you choose?
Oh, if I could be it, is that was
Yeah.
the question? Be an animal, be safe from dying. I don't know any animal that is safe from dying. um,
For one day.
I guess maybe a rhino. Rhinos are pretty cool, and I don't think they have a whole lot of
Real fast. Yeah.
I don't think they have a whole lot of predators out there trying to get them. I could be wrong, but
Uh, okay. Did you have a favorite movie or TV show when you were my age?
hmm. Sorry, I'm sitting here trying to look at my DVD collection, see if anything pops up. I mean, I've always been a huge fan of. I mean, I'm definitely a huge horror fan, but Favorite movie. Probably either The Terminator, Shaun of the Dead, just as like a comedy.
I've seen Shaun of the Dead.
You've seen
Oh,
Terminator?
I thought did I only see the second one, Terminator?
Oh, you got to watch them all, man. Especially the first two. You
Yeah.
definitely got to watch the first two.
It was the first one. Shaun of
Um,
the Dead movie.
man, that's all I can kind of think of right now. But something like that, yeah.
Speaking of Shaun of the Dead, we saw a live action like play with blood and stuff. Um, where it was here in Delaware. It was at like some church or something.
It was like Shaun of the Dead live on
Yeah.
stage.
It was cool.
What?
It was so cool. Look it up. It was so
There was
fun.
one
There's blood spraying
wait, what
everywhere.
was the other one we saw there? Evil Dead. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, Evil Dead 2 would probably have to be one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, Evil Dead 2's great.
Oh man, seeing a live show of something like that'd be funny as hell.
Yeah.
I think of Shaun of the Dead the musical.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can't believe that's a thing. I'll have to look that up.
It was so.
That's awesome.
If you got, we didn't get in the splatter zone, or we would have got all. It cost more, and it was sold out, so we had to sit in the back. But
Yeah.
splatter zone, you get like all covered in blood. It's like gore.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, you got red on you.
Oh yeah, they said that so many times.
Wait, what?
I'm sure.
Like the whole time they were saying, "You got red on you" when they would spray the audience.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So cute.
yeah.
You can watch a video on YouTube, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll probably look that up as soon as we're done.
If you could tell your 13-year-old self anything at all, what would you tell him?
You say if I could tell my younger self?
Sorry, 13-year-old
Talk
self.
slower.
I'm
Oh,
talking.
okay. Well, same thing for me. Uh, hmm. There's a lot. There's a lot, but I think the most important one would be don't sell yourself short and don't try to settle on working with somebody else's ideas, if that makes any sense.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else to add before we wrap it up?
Hmm. I mean, nothing really comes to mind unless you got more points to throw at me, which I got
guess
time.
like your new single, something like that.
Sure.
So, you guys got social media?
Oh yeah, we're on all the important ones, like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and then if you're counting like streaming places, we got our Spotify, Bandcamp. We're on all the other ones like Pandora and pretty much anywhere you can stream your music. Our first singles on there at least. With Night Gallery coming up very soon.
Nice. All right. Cool. Well, thanks to Cody for joining me today, and thanks to all you for watching and listening. Please subscribe to my channel, follow me on Spotify and other streaming platforms. Until next week, bye.
I guess this would have been kind of a cool talking point. I just kind of thought of it, but
Go ahead.
last year when I was at Black Circle, just wanted to see a show. There was this band called Salivus, which is a thrash band here. They're actually a band I got to be on our show we had on the 3rd this month. But I've been wanting to see them for a while, and I went to their show. I just went alone, and it was either before them or like sometime at the beginning of the show. I don't even remember who was performing, but I decided to get a little rowdy with some of the people there. We were doing a mosh, which pretty normal there, and most people who mosh at like an underground place know the rules, know how to handle themselves, and they don't act a fool. But somehow, some way, this person who was by themselves came out of nowhere, walked up behind me. Not sure why he was targeting me because I didn't do anything. Walked up behind me and kicked the back of my knee out. And then as soon as he did that, he ran out the back door where people load in and load out their gear. And so I went down, and when people were trying to pick me up, I was like, forget about me. Go get that dude because I'm going to beat the crap out of him. And so, they left me. They went to go see where the guy went. Dude was gone, completely gone. So it's like he went there, did nothing, and then kicked the back of my knee out and left. And so as I'm getting up, as I'm like trying to make a move, like walk, my knee just kind of buckles. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And it's not really in pain, but it's completely giving out. I've never felt this before. And a long story short, later on, I found out after like 2 or 3 doctor's visits, they finally perform an MRI. And this is like a month and a half down the road. They're like, oh, yeah, you have a level 3 ACL tear. It's completely severed. So this dude completely ripped my ACL in half for no reason at a show.
Sucks.
Yeah. And so that happened in last year, like July. And I wasn't even able to have surgery until November. And so had surgery, ACL surgery. The surgery itself takes only like an hour and a half, but the recovery time is anywhere between 7 months to a year. So I'm just now like good to go on every level. I'm finally able to run and do everything, but the recovery was extremely slow going. And yeah, it was rough. It was rough. But I'm a fairly active person, so it was actually much easier going than some people deal with. Like some people take like a year or longer to recover if they like aren't active at all, or if they're older.
Yeah.
So it was wild. And that was right around the time that happened, I was just starting Pincer. So like once we got in the songwriting position, I told the guys, I was like, look, there's going to be a time where I have surgery in November and it's all you guys for a couple months because I'm going to be out of the game for a while. So they were taking care of a lot of the song structure making, and they would, send me the songs to get my approval and my, help on direction. But I was homebound for months.
Wow. Yeah. Last night, my band played a show and we were acting. The bassist of my band. Well, I think mainly him. Me and him were
Always the basis.
me and him were acting a fool in the pit and like just being stupid, and it was fun. Like piggyback rides and stuff, and like
Oh my God.
over.
Yeah, you just wait. It'll keep getting better.
We did a thing where we like held hands and spun around as hard as like as fast as we could, and it was like it's like G forces. It was crazy, and then I let go and I got flung like really far.
See, I'm kind of like, I think a good way to put it is I'm kind of interested in how that's all going nowadays. Cause like when I was growing up, it was like just moshing or just, standing there and rocking out. There wasn't a whole lot of crazy movements that I see a lot of the kids doing nowadays. Like
Yeah.
at our Fort Wayne show, there was lots of people doing like that whole I don't remember what you call it, but like breakdown dancing or whatever the hell it's called. Um,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about? I'm not good with the lingo of it, but people just doing these crazy like flailing and dance move, whatever you would call it. And I'm like, more power to you guys. Whatever you guys are into, whatever, helps you get into that energy and helps you release that energy, I'm down for. But it's just unusual and new to me because I'm used to just seeing people beat each other up in the pit.
Both my parents do it, so
Yeah.
Embarrassed.
no.
Oh, you shouldn't be embarrassed. That's awesome. I wish I had parents that threw
Yeah,
down like that.
Old hardcore kids.
Yeah.
So
Me and
Yeah.
my sisters don't act like stupid in real pits, but there was not really anyone. It was pretty open. So
Yeah.
oh yeah, a little bit, but we were just like acting a fool.